Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Fire This Time. I am Caesar Williams. I'm the artistic director of the Fire This Time, and this is the Fireside Chat. And I am so excited, so very excited to welcome season 13 playwright Phillip Christian Smith to the Fireside Chat. I want to thank you for sharing this beautiful play with us. Mount Sinai is your piece. I have a million questions about the play. As I've been going through COVID and the pandemic, two thoughts have kind of stuck in my head. One is if there's ever an opportunity for us to talk about what's happening with our older Americans, with our seniors, this is it, because this disease, this situation has impacted them more so than anyone else. So I was super excited to read your play. The other thought that I had, however, no matter what we're going through in life, there's always an opportunity in there. And so you have this beautiful piece, this beautiful play with these two women, and they're going through a very difficult time. We meet them in a chemo suite at Mount Sinai. And so they're battling and living with cancer. They're dealing with the isolation that comes with that. But within that, there's an opportunity for this relationship to develop between these two women, and for them both to kind of elevate themselves and to become better people, or the people that they always wanted to be. So thank you very much for creating such a beautiful 10-minute piece. It was really an answer to a prayer for me. I really, really wanted to see that, and so I just feel so blessed and grateful. What led you to write the play?
I was thinking, well, first off, I'm in chemotherapy at Mount Sinai, and I was going there, and I'm there for a long time because I have double treatments. I have an immunotherapy that I was actually in the clinical trial of in like 2013-14. And now it's like the above the board treatment for multiple myeloma, which is what I have. And then I have another treatment on top of that. So I've got these double treatments. So I'm there for like 6 to 8 hours, once a month now. In the past, it was every week.
Wow.
And I also had a stem cell transplant in 2017. So it's just been a long one. Just so people know, I'm scheduled to be off and cured in 2022, but this has been a 5-year journey of nonstop chemotherapies. And then before that, clinical trials to kind of stave it off before it got there, because they knew it was coming. So I'm sitting there in my corner with my favorite nurse. And so that made me want to write for specifically, when in their 70s. I just thought this will be perfect and they will be able to cast it.
Yeah. I guess the characters of Gladys and Minerva, because you didn't just write women in their 70s, but you wrote them kind of naughty and kind of funny and kind of interested in things, and kind of, for a 10-minute play, these really complicated, complex, nuanced characters. And so I was curious if they were because I don't see that a lot. Like, I'm always looking for, like you mentioned, there are so many great actors in our community of a certain age who do not get a chance to work. I mean, because you're not a 70-year-old woman. What made you do you have a family member? How did you have that understanding?
My grandmother was a very important person to me. Her name was Inez, and she lived in the wrongest part of Philadelphia. And her aunts, who were barely older than her, were very colorful characters. So my grandmother's aunts and my grandmother, and they were fun. When I would look back at the pictures of them in the, like in the 40s, and they've got their red lipstick on and their furs, although we don't wear fur now, but their furs and their hair just did. And they were glamorous characters to me. So, I didn't experience them as old ladies. I experienced them as people who were more fun than my mother. I try to write human beings in my stories. I think theater today has in a kind of economy that you kind of really can't write characters who are props for other characters, like plays in the 1920s or even,
Yeah.
Shakespeare,
Mm-hmm.
where they just don't have anything to do but serve the plot. And it's not a movie. So, yeah, if I was going to write uh, older Black women, I think I owe it to my aunties and my grandmother to write real people as
Yeah.
opposed to people in service to younger people and listen to all their woes and drama.
Exactly. So, what other projects are you working on currently? I know that you and my wife Cynthia Robinson are both in this year's QST, Quicksilver Theater Summit.
That's another play that has older Black women in it of mine. It's called
Wonderful.
Minding Miss May May, and my mother was a $12 an hour nurse's aide most of her life, and um, from that experience, I wrote about a older Black woman who is paraplegic and
Mm.
her nurse's aide, and it's a very simple story. And the nurse's aide's son comes home completely drug addicted, and the two women kind of try to put him back together. Coming up, I believe there will be a public presentation of my play We Can't Breathe in
Mm-hmm.
April. It's being directed by Tanisha Dugan of Hartford Theater Works,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a dicey play.
Okay.
Takes place in 2014, and two young gay boys want to uh, protest the death of Eric Garner. And Franklin, who is 17, his parents are barely 17 years older than him. Um, they don't they don't really approve, not
Mm-hmm.
in politically, but they don't want him and his little best friend to get hurt.
Okay.
And of course, the boys go off, and they do. They head to Union Square, and some bad things ensue. But
Mm.
at the heart of it is a drama between white family and Black family.
Mm.
And Franklin has an aunt who is white who says, in a house of Black people, if Eric Garner didn't want to get choked out, he shouldn't have resisted arrest. So you can guess how that goes over.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I have a production at Bennington College going up
Mm-hmm.
also in April of a play of mine called The Chechens, which
Okay.
I wrote in response to the atrocities against gay people going on in Chechnya. I kind of wrote it in real time, and
Okay.
I was in a lab with Exquisite Corpse Company,
Mm-hmm.
and we were given a prompt, and the prompt was, "This is a distraction." And
Ooh, that's a good
took
one.
me like, right? It took me 3 days to come up with what is a distraction. And then I thought, uh, oh God, what's his name? Ramzan Kadyrov, the president of Chechnya, why would he be going after gay men in a country where nobody is walking down the street holding
Yeah.
hands? Nobody is like, I'm here, I'm queer, get used to it. They're not
Mm-hmm.
doing that. They are in full hiding. And it just seemed absurdly cruel and unnecessary and a distraction.
It seems like a lot of your work kind of deals with how do you make the best out of a bad situation. You know.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
I like to say that I write about Black people, gay people, Black gay people, and the issues which persistently follow them.
Yeah.
Uh, I've been all my life I've been obsessed with social justice, even before I started really writing hard.
Mm.
And even my first baby play, I like to call it Modern Family before Modern Family. you know. So now the play is so dated it couldn't get done anywhere. But it was the idea of unity in
Mm-hmm.
uh, a very complicated family. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. What were you like as a child? If you
Wow.
growing up like that, what was your how would you describe
Uh,
yourself?
I would describe myself as uh, gay. I
Mm-hmm.
would describe myself as a fighter. I wanted to be Peter Jennings when I was a kid. He was
Mm.
the London correspondent, not the main anchor, but the London correspondent of ABC News. I thought it was very like glamorous and you know, he's wearing a suit and people respect him. But when I, at the talent show, I did like a comedy, like a comedy routine as a news anchor. And
Mhm.
when I heard that laughter, it became a little addictive, you know, that kind of like, oh, they like it, you know, like, ah. So I wrote it and performed it. And I think, you know, that I should have listened to that a little bit stronger when I was younger, but, you know, and never stopped writing. And, you know, now I could do both if I wanted to, because I haven't really been well enough to act until maybe just this year, actually,
Mhm.
honestly.
And on that note, I just want to thank you again, Phillip, first and foremost for blessing us with your work and your play. We're so excited to have this next year to kind of just spotlight you and highlight you and get everyone hyped up, and then to work on your piece. Um, Thank you for taking the time out of your day to join with the Fireside Chat. And I just want to welcome you on behalf of myself, AJ Muhammad, Julian Hairston, and our founder and executive producer, Kelly Nicole Gerard, to the Fire This Time family.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to meet you.